Hello, I'm Marcus Boston. Quick educational video today, and we are going to stay with the electronic fetal heart monitor, and we're going to talk more about the readings from a medical legal standpoint. Now, I want to explain to you why the electronic fetal heart monitor is important in this educational video. The electronic fetal heart monitor is a tool that is used in many hospitals, as I said in other videos, across the United States. And it's doing a printout. Either it's going to be on a screen or it's going to have a paper printout. And what this printout is doing, it is charting the progress. It's charting essentially your baby's fetal well-being. It's letting the doctors and the nurses know how well your baby is tolerating that vaginal delivery. So it's giving certain types of readings. Those readings, they can be, like I said, the baby's heart rate, how the baby's heart rate is going. They're looking at things like contraction patterns. Those are going to be there. They're going to be looking at variability. That's going to be on the electronic fetal heart monitor. And you're going to have, what I'm going to talk about today, these two things, deceleration patterns, all right? So you can have early decelerations, which I'm going to talk about, and late decelerations. Now, early decelerations, when we're talking about an early deceleration, when the contraction occurs, you're going to have a little drop in the baby's heart rate. And an early deceleration, it's going to start before the peak of the contraction, and it's going to mirror the contraction pattern. That is an early deceleration. When you have early decelerations present, they're just going to require that the doctors and the nurses, they continue to monitor the baby. Now, late decelerations, these can be problematic. And with the late deceleration, you're still going to have a little drop in the baby's heart rate, but the deceleration, it'll start either with or it'll be behind or after the peak of the contraction. And late decelerations, these can be problematic because they can suggest oxygen-related problems for your baby. And interventions might be needed, or depending on whether these late decelerations continue, then there's going to be certain interventions that are going to be needed. So the purpose of this video today is to help you understand that when we're investigating these cases, birth trauma, specifically when a baby has had a brain injury at birth, these are some of the areas in which we have to be able to look at. We've got to look at these readings on the electronic fetal heart monitor. They're not going to be the end-all be-all, but they are going to tell some of the story in regards to what happened during labor and delivery. So I just want to take some time today and to speak with you from a medical legal standpoint to understand why early and late decelerations, what role they play when we are investigating these cases for families. If you have more questions, there's a telephone number down below. Maybe you're here because your baby has suffered a brain injury at birth and you have more questions. You would like to speak with me further. Maybe you've got an HIE diagnosis, hypoxic ischemic encephalopathy. And remember, HIE in its basic form, that's going to mean a reduced level of blood and oxygen, which can lead to a brain injury. And there's that word again, oxygen. Remember when I talked about late decelerations, those can suggest that there's oxygen-related problems. And then the question is going to be, what did the doctors and the nurses do based on these readings or based on these findings? What actions did they take? Was an emergency C-section needed because your baby had oxygen problems that went on for too long and which led to a brain injury? So we have to look at all of these things during our investigation and put the pieces together to be able to answer these questions, which is ultimately, was this my baby's brain injury? Was this something that could have been prevented? Did the doctors and nurses do everything that they were supposed to do for me and my baby? So like I said, there's a telephone number down below. Go ahead and pick up the phone, call me. I talk with families all the time. I can answer your questions in regards to these issues. One more thing. I practice law here in the state of Maryland, and if you contact me, because this video is on the internet and I can't control who sees this video, but it's on the internet, and sometimes we have people who call us. If you're not in Maryland, you got to understand that if this is something that we think that we can assist you with further, we have to use what we call co-counsel or local counsel. That is an attorney in your area to help with the case. All right, that's going to be it for today's quick educational video. Again, I'm Marcus Boston, and I'm one of the childbirth injury and medical malpractice attorneys practicing law here in the state of Maryland at Boston Law Group, LLC. And we will see you next time. Take care and enjoy the rest of your day.